COVID-19 discussion and action on measures to mitigate the impacts of the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So tonight, a quick update on where we stand with the state metric. Updated information was just released today. So according to the state's blueprint, that's a hard word to say, blueprint for a safer economy, there are 4 risk levels, and Sutter County is currently in the widespread level, the purple. However, if you look at our metrics, you can see that the adjusted case rate, so new cases per day per 100,000, was updated to 3.5, and then the positivity rate was 3.3%. And if you look over here at the table, so substantial has a new case rate of 4 to 7 and positive tests of 5 to 8%. Moderate has new cases of 1 to 3.9 and then 2 to 4.9% for the positive tests. So we made a lot of progress within the last week in terms of the numbers. And the way that the state system is set up is you have to be in consistent for 2 straight weeks before you can move into the next tier. And then you have to stay in that tier for 3 weeks before you can be considered to move into the next tier after that. Our neighbor to the east, Yuba County, moved into the substantial tier today. And so their case rate per 100,000 is 5.6. Their positivity rate is 4.2%. And so what that means is that there's some businesses that are allowed to expand services. So personal care services can now operate inside. Restaurants are allowed to have some indoor dining. And in talking to Steve Smith, the CEO for Sutter County, he would anticipate that, based upon the numbers for Sutter County, we would move into this tier as of next Tuesday. The one question that I'm not sure of, and we'll have to confirm or discuss with Dr. Liu, is whether or not, because our numbers support actually moving into the moderate tier, I don't know if you can jump a tier or if you have to make your way through in terms of going to substantial before you can move into moderate. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
And I know this, but I'm going to ask you to refresh my memory, Diana. As far as the criteria goes for each tier, do we have to qualify for a particular tier for 2 weeks before we can move into it? Or is it the other way around? Can we move into it? I guess we have to get some feedback first in order to move into it, but.
Yeah, your numbers have to be consistent for 2 straight weeks to meet the next tier before you can move into that tier.
Okay.
Once you move into that tier, you have to remain in that tier for 3 weeks before you can be considered for the next tier.
All right, that was my question. Thank you.
Yeah.
I remember now.
Any other questions?
I think the schools are starting to open up in a couple of weeks, right?
Some of the local schools actually opened up this week.
Okay.
For instance, Twin Rivers, I believe, opened up this week. And then I believe that Yuba City Unified School District was meeting tonight to discuss opening up the K through 5 in a short period of time.
Great, thank you.
All right, any comments on the computer waiting for us there, Tricia? No. All right, anybody in the room?
I want to go on record that I think it is the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen in America and around the world, what is going on with this COVID-19. Unbelievable. I mean, that's the way I see it. That's the way I saw it from day one, and that's the way I still see it. And I mean, are we on the governor's plantation or what? What's the deal? Will anybody stand up? Now, I heard in Orville that a bunch of the restaurants just had enough and said, we're opening our restaurants. And I think that's what it's going to take. People can't be acting like slaves. So that's my opinion on it.